All right, we're going to attempt to free up a sticking brake today. The passenger front is sticking on me. It's been sticking for a few months, but I figured I should take her apart, see if we can get it lubed up, see if we can fix the sticking issue before I go and waste money on a new caliper. So hopefully we can achieve that. I'm going to show you how, provided that it's savable. And I'm going to go over how to tell whether it's the caliper itself, the brake hose, or the slider pins. Now there's been multiple clues that this is sticking. My brakes have been squeaking occasionally when I come to stops because, you know, the caliper's getting really hot from it sticking, so sometimes it can cause a squealing sound. A lot of times I hit the brakes, the car will pull to the right because this side is grabbing harder because it's sticking. But ultimately, usually the way I will confirm and tell others to do so, go drive it around, use the brakes, park it, feel all four wheels, like literally just put your hand on the wheel like this, and if one of them is warmer or hotter than the rest, then you know it's sticking. And that is definitely the case on this one. Oh, not to mention I've noticed that it's been kind of sluggish. That was like my first indication. I'm like, why does this thing feel kind of slow? And it's because that brake's been dragging the whole time.
I also noticed when I'd roll to a stop with the clutch in, it would just kind of stop. It wouldn't rock back and forth like normal.
Alright, now to investigate what is causing this, I need to take my caliper here off, and I am securely on a jack stand there, not just the jack. Alright, so remove the two bolts mounting the caliper, which for me on this Eclipse, 14 millimeter. Then we'll pry it off with a flathead screwdriver. Now you don't want to let it fall or hang from this rubber brake hose here, which is why I have it up on this block. And the reason you don't want to do that is because that could be one of the causes that causes this exact issue we have here with our sticking brakes. So sometimes just old age, the internal lining of these can fall apart, and little pieces of rubber and whatnot on there can fall apart, fall off, and then they'll get sideways and then block the passage of the brake fluid in there. So that could cause sticking brakes. So make sure you have it set up on something and keep it from pinching and pulling on this. Now all three things that we're going to cover here that could be causing our issue, I've experienced and have had to replace due to all three of these issues in the past. So as we just discussed, it could be a faulty brake hose. It could be your caliper here, piston, actually sticking and being all corroded and crap in there. And so if it's binding up internally, that can cause the issue. But then it can also be these little slider pins up in here, which I'm going to pull out. They'll get dried and rusty and stuff, and then those could be sticking internally, which I'm going to pop those out, clean them up, lubricate them. I'm hoping that's the issue. I don't think it's our brake hose. I think it's going to be one of those two, because they don't stick at first. They only start to stick after I use the brakes several times and they start getting heated up. So I don't think that's going to affect the brake hose, but if this is all really dry lubrication in here, the hotter it gets, the more tacky it's going to get, so it could stick. And then the internal the internal workings here for this piston to be able to smoothly slide back and forth as it's supposed to. If it gets dry and tacky in there or rusty or anything like that, it might be okay at first, but then as it heats up, it could start to stick. Not to mention I've replaced sticking calipers before that did exactly that. They didn't become a sticking problem until they got heated up from using the brakes a few times. So the way you can check for that, you're going to put a C-clamp on here with hopefully an old brake pad, but you can use an existing one if you're careful. To press that piston back in, I'll show you how to do that. And if it's really hard to push it back in, then you definitely have an issue that's keeping that piston from wanting to go back in. But that could either be the piston itself in the caliper, or it could be the brake hose. So the way to test that, sometimes they can make like a creaking sound, and if it's doing that, then it's definitely in here in the internal metal components and such. But you can crack your bleeder free here. So if it's tight, trying to push it in with the C-clamp, but you crack the bleeder and then all of a sudden it goes super easy, then that confirms that your brake hose has a passage block. If you crack that bleeder there and it's still really hard to get it to push in, then it's your caliper itself. So I'll demonstrate that quickly, but I'm interested in seeing and hoping that it's these. I'm going to pull them out. Hopefully they're all dry and tacky and I can clean them and lube them up, and then that should solve our issue there, I'm hoping. But it's got to be one of these two, I'm thinking, because it doesn't stick at first until they heat up. Okay, you see all that grease on there? That came out super easy. It's super slick, spins around, slides in and out. Incredibly easy. I'm going to pull the bottom two and double check, but it should be the same. So unfortunately, I don't think it's my slider pins there.
And when you do this, be careful not to tear or pop the boots off.
if the caliper piston itself is seizing up on us, but I don't have high hopes, so I might be wrong, and it might be the brake hose there, even though the brake hose actually looks like it's in pretty good shape too. If you notice, this isn't all rust, and especially here where I pulled the bolt out, that looks like a freshly rebuilt, refurbished caliper. Now, stranger things have happened. Maybe it's gone bad already, but it's definitely a newer caliper, so I don't think it's going to be the caliper after all, but we'll check real quick. Alright, so there's kind of how you'll set up your C-clamp. I got one of the pads in there to press against this piston. I prefer it the other way around because when this spins, it wants to slip off that bolt, but if I do that, then my crank handle here is hitting all this, and it's probably harder for me that way. But anyways, before I run and grab my tripod, I'm going to see if I can do this one-handed here.
Survey says he in fact could not do it with one hand.
Alright, there we go. That's how I prefer to have it set up. It keeps it from slipping that way. So here's the sucky part. As I mentioned, it really only seems to stick when the brakes get kind of hot. And I've had to do this before where I'll have to run the car around until they start sticking, then bring it back, jack it up, throw the wheel off real quick, and then do these tests with everything super hot and burning the crap out of your hands. So obviously wear some thick gloves, but if I can't find anything here, if this doesn't stick right now going in with everything cold, I'm going to have to redo it all again while it's hot to diagnose the problem.
Now it ended up being the other side, which we'll switch over to in just a second, but I wanted you guys to see rather, just what's normal here. So the bleeder is not cracked. If you have a good caliper, you can see I'm using a little bit of muscle there to turn that, but it's pressing the piston in, it goes down all the way, it doesn't get any firmer or softer at any point. So this is normal right here. It takes a little bit of muscle. Now if you did this and cracked the bleeder valve and all is good, then it should be extremely easy to push that piston in because it doesn't have all the fluid pressure to push against. But this is normal operation here with the bleeder closed. Now, as I was speaking of earlier, the way I ultimately test if I have a sticking brake is to feel the wheels after a drive, where I use the brakes somewhat aggressively a few times in a row, and that one was just barely lukewarm, and then we come over to the driver's side and it is stinking hot. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's the driver's side. I must have got that jumbled up in my head which side it was. It's been a while.
Alright, so I guess it's this side, or maybe both, but this one's definitely acting up right now. Again, it looks like we have a newer caliper. Brake hose doesn't look too bad. I got some crap playing off my torn CV boot there. I can already tell these are moving so easily and so freely. That's not our issue whatsoever. So it's got to be this or that. So this thing's freaking hot. Get the C-clamp on there and try to push it in and see what happens. Alright, yeah, so already I can tell we definitely have an issue. This thing's cinched right up. It's going to be really tight wanting to go back in. Yeah, it's really tight. So now I can show you what I was talking about. Crack the bleeder, and then that piston. So it's not our slide pins, which I already said without even pulling them out. Like, yeah, they're moving super freely, so I knew it wasn't those. But a lot of times those will be all dry and tacky, and they'll be like seized up in there. And that's what I was hoping was the issue. And I could just pull them out, clean them up, lube them back up, and then we'd be good to go. But that's not the issue here. So if I crack this bleeder and then all of a sudden this piston now goes in super easy, then that means our piston inside the caliper here is just fine, and the issue is the brake hose. So let's see what happens. I'm going to try not to spray it all over my brake here. If you do get it on there, just clean it off with some brake parts cleaner really well. Okay, the bleeder is cracked open. Considerably so. Ow. And now my piston's going in no problem. It does feel kind of crappy. It's still a little stiff, but not overly so. It squirted a bunch of fluid out as it should, and it allowed my piston to go in fairly easy. It was dragging a little bit, but no worse than the other side. And then towards the last few millimeters, it got real easy to move. So it is possible we have not only a failing brake hose here, but a failing caliper. But like I said, if this thing is tight as hell and it's all you can do to turn your C-clamp and get it to go in, and then the moment you crack the bleeder like I just did there and it goes in super easy, that bleeder bypasses this hose here. So we have a bad brake hose then. Now this could be on its way out also. I'd like to feel a little more smooth, but you know, with it being so hot from the brake sticking, and I just pushed all that crap out, and then there could be some crap in it too from this, the internal side of this brake line failing and allowing some of that junk to get in there. So we hopefully just pushed all of that out, any little particles of the rubber falling apart that are in there, causing any issues for the piston. So I'm going to replace this brake hose here, and then hopefully the caliper is going to be just fine. But definitely 90%, if not 100% of our issue over here is this brake hose has failed. Or like I said, way less likely, but something could get trapped up in your metal line. I mean, these look in good shape. They don't look all super rusty or anything, but it is possible to get a blockage up in your metal line. But it's almost always the brake hose itself, because like I said, the rubber fails internally and it starts to flake off and fall apart, and then it just creates, you know, a pile of gunk like this in there, and then it blocks the fluid flow. So
what also happens is these little metal joints that wrap around the rubber hose, especially if you live in the rust belt like I do, they will start to rust, and the rust causes the metal to swell and enlarge, so then it effectively squeezes and pinches off that rubber hose there, creating the block.
So I got my brake hose and I'm preparing to replace it here. So you need to spin this when free with no corrosion will slide up and down there, and then the bottom of your brake line, your metal brake line, has a flange bubble on it. This one for me is a 10 millimeter. Now sometimes they'll seize and twist the line. You might have to hold on to this one. I've hit it with some penetrating oil, some PB Blaster. I'm probably going to do that a couple times over the next 20 minutes. We'll get it nice and soaked, so hopefully that thing will come free and I won't round the head. But you want to use a line wrench like this. So this guy is super tight. I'm starting around the edges of that. Up in here, if you see that tang hanging down, actually let me, so that's what holds that in place. You see it moving there? It's gonna round that off too, so I'm gonna attempt to shim it. I mean, I've been spraying this multiple times, but cut little pieces of a pop can, try to shim both sides of that as tight as I can, and then I'm gonna do the same thing inside of here. You see it's a lot looser than it was now. Put little shims of pop can metal in there, and I just say that's what I use because it's what's laying around that's junk to cut up, and it's thin enough to fit in there. Try to make that all as tight as possible to hopefully get that thing off there.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Alright, so as I said, I tried everything. Completely rounded it, locking on it with vice grip, still wouldn't come off. So I had no choice but to cut it, run new line. So there's our brand new hose. Brand new line that I put in. And this looks like kind of an extreme angle, but it's like perfect. It's not pinching or anything, and that fluid's just down there because I had it up here and it was dripping all the fluid down. So now I just got to bleed the brakes, and then we should be good to go, and we'll take this thing for a test drive after I get them bled.
No, God!
Okay, scratch that. Got it all back together, and my brakes were still freaking sticking. So we put a new caliper on there. So remember earlier in the video when I was like, I don't know, it seems kind of stiff, but it's going in way easier. But I was still like, yeah, it seems like maybe there's a little more resistance than there should have been. And then probably the dead takeaway was the last few millimeters when I said that it got easier the last few millimeters. It's probably slightly seasoned up in there. Now before I've done the exact same method and even thought, I don't know, this might be sticking, and then it was still the brake hose. So unless it's the caliper is really bad to where when you crack the bleeder it's still stiff as crap trying to get it to go in, which I've had them like that before, then it might be kind of a toss-up, because like I said, I've had them before where I'm like, I'm not sure, and then it was in fact the brake hose. But in this case, basically did all that for nothing. But I mean, this is an older high mileage car, so it'll be good to know that I got a brand new brake hose in that section of line. Of course, I inspected all the rest of the line. It looks good up in there. Like I said earlier in the video, you could potentially get a blockage up in your metal line, but it's extremely rare. So 9 times out of 10, it's going to be your caliper. 10% of the time, it's going to be your hose. And it'd be like 0.001% of the time, it'd actually be a hard line, provided that they look like they're in good condition and not all rusted out. Now, I had a little bit of scare when I first put this back together. After I bled it, it was like stuck and didn't want to move. So I put it in gear, which is going to throw all kinds of lights, so you're going to want to reset your battery after that. But I put it in gear and spun it up a few times, and then rode the brake a few times while holding down the accelerator to spin the rotor a little bit. Be careful, because you're not trying to do like 60 miles. I was doing like 20 in second gear. But after I did that a few times, it freed up. So fingers crossed it's good. It was just probably on a bind or something, because when you put all this back together, and everything's got to get moving smooth again. So I did grease where those slide, but these are old rusty. This thing didn't come with new hardware, so I had to use the old rusty hardware, and I still got the old rusty pads. I did order pads, because these ones are extremely low, but we got storms coming and they're not supposed to come, and I just want to get this thing back on the road. So when I get new pads here in a day or two, I'm going to tear this thing back down when weather permits, put the new pads back on. But anyways, it seems like something was just like everything needed to slide a few times nice and smooth to break itself free, because it was sticking. But as you can see now, it's turning freely. So I'm gonna go take it for a spin. Fingers crossed, hopefully it's good. If it's not, with all this being new and the fact that I don't buy cheap parts either, and you see with what I have linked under the video, I always try to go for like more name brand stuff. I don't buy the super cheap Chinese stuff. I mean, everything's made in China now, but I'll buy name brands. Like, I can't remember the brand on this, but like I'll buy AC, Delco, Dorman. I mean, some people will trash talk Dorman, but it's a good known name brand replacement part. I didn't buy the freaking $7 line. I bought like the $15 line, etc. So sometimes if you buy those cheap parts, they'll be bad on arrival. So outside of this, I'm going to assume it's good, because like I said, it gave me a little heart attack at first, but it is currently spinning free. We're going to go take her for a good drive and verify everything. But if not that, like I said, it'd be really uncommon, but it could be our hard lines. I mean, they look okay, but outside of that, it could be the ABS unit or the brake master cylinder starting to fail. I would think if it's the brake master, it would cause both sides to stick, which I believe it's just this side, because when we came back and checked, just this side was hot. I could have swore it was that side sticking though, but that side was cool after I brought it back. So I don't know, it might have chambers in the brake master cylinder there, but that'd be the only thing left. I've never even had to I've heard of them going bad. I've heard of people having to replace their hard lines because they get gunk in them, but extremely uncommon. And then sometimes the ABS units, they do fail. Or even if it's not ABS, which obviously this one is, the brake block or whatever that redirects fluid to all the lines throughout the car, sometimes those can fail. So you don't really want to get into that. It's a lot more entailed, a lot more work, and a lot more expensive parts. So hopefully we're good here. We'll take her down the road real quick and check and verify and make sure. Well, seems to be good. I just went around and checked them all. The rears are dead cold. Checked both front and they are the exact same temperature, just a little bit warm. Didn't drive it super hard. I mean, we had a little bit of fun, and I can pull the car, push it one hand, so it's not sticking. So here's the caliper, or potentially a little bit of both.